Many thanks for staying with us here on News. There's time now for us to move on and bring to you a lot more stories. And the body of the man who drowned when a ferry capsized on the Volta Lake has been retrieved. Now, the incident, which has been described as the worst disaster on the lake in recent times, happened on Sunday and led to the injury of 10 others. All the injured, we are told, have been discharged from the hospital. Our Eastern Regional Correspondent Edwin Kofi joins us on phone now with a lot more. So, thanks for your time. Now, what can you tell us about the deceased?
Well, this is a man they called Bedu. They say he's a tractor operator in that area, and they were able to find a body when it was washed ashore yesterday in the afternoon. So the search team, which has been trying effortlessly for about 2 days now to locate the drowned person, were able to get him. That was yesterday.
I see. So for our viewers who probably do not know the genesis of this issue, can you take us back briefly and tell us what really happened on Sunday?
Well, it happened Saturday evening, rather.
Okay.
This ferry was carting goods and a manned diesel vehicle from one point of the river to the other. And when it got to the middle, unfortunately, no one could tell what happened, but residents say the weight of the goods in the car were so much that the ferry could not carry. In the middle of the journey, it sank in the river. So one person died. He was drowned. He wasn't being able to trace, and the 10 others also got injured, but they were rushed to the hospital in Afram Plains. But as we speak now, they've been discharged in the area. So that is what really happened the Saturday evening.
Okay, Kofi. But I'm just thinking, has this in any way affected transport on that particular lake or ferry?
Well, heavy goods are not able to, transport, or are not being able to cut from one point to the other. But people, individuals, or human beings are able to travel because they are currently using the speedboat and the canoe.
Okay, so if I understand you correctly, authorities are not allowing ferries with heavy goods to use that particular river?
No, it's only one ferry there, and that is what had the accident the last time.
Okay.
So it's only the speedboats and the canoes that are working. And the speedboats cannot carry goods and heavy items, so it only carries human beings and small items.
Wow. Okay, Kofi, many thanks for that particular update. We'll come back to you for a lot more as and when the need arises. We can then move on from that and talk governance, talk politics, and a lot more that's going on. And Italian Prime Minister Matteo Renzi is in Ghana to hold bilateral talks on areas of mutual interest. The Prime Minister, who arrived on Monday evening, met with the President at the Flagstaff House and held the first round of meetings. President John Dramani Mahama and Matteo Renzi later on briefed the press on ways the two countries can collaborate, especially in the areas of agriculture and immigration.
During this visit, I drew an invitation to Prime Minister Renzi to pay a reciprocal visit to Ghana, and I'm happy to know he has fulfilled his promise. I'm delighted, Mr. Prime Minister, that 6 months after that meeting in Rome and Accra, to see to the consolidation of our common positions and the key roadmaps that we discussed while I was in Rome. Our discussions tonight have been far-reaching, and the bilateral issues have been well-positioned. At the end of 2015, Italy had 118 projects registered in Ghana in the areas of manufacturing, construction, and the services sector. Key among these is the 7 billion Italian E&I investment in our hydrocarbon sector, and which to date represents the biggest single investment in this country. The E&I and Vitor project would complement government's effort at addressing the current energy needs of Ghana and the rest of the West African sub-region. Your Excellencies, the presence of a large number of Italian companies which are doing very well too in Ghana underlines the critical relationship between our two countries. One of the key issues in my with Prime Minister Renzi has been Italy's support for the development of small and medium-scale enterprises in Ghana and the introduction of Italy's well-tested, renowned quality tomato production technology. And I said during our discussion that if there are any two things Ghanaians and Italians share in common is that we put tomato in everything, in soups, stews, everything. I have, on behalf of the government and people of Ghana, expressed gratitude to the government of Italy for the support extended to the Ghana Private Sector Development Facility.
We believe in some values, in some ideals very important. We think necessary the share some economic initiatives. Mr. President, you remember the very important initiative of ENI. Here there is the CEO of ENI, Claudio Descalzi, and I think the plan of investments of ENI in Ghana is one of the most powerful investments of ENI in this period, despite oil price. We continue to invest in Africa, in particular in Ghana, but we must invest a lot of time and money in every sector, also tomatoes, and because it's important. Agriculture is, I agree with the President, because we discussed about only Mr. President and myself, we spoke about agriculture during the meeting in Valletta, and the people look at us, oh, they are not normal. No, we consider the great win-win operation, the relation between agriculture in Italy and Ghana, in Europe and Africa. We have a great know-how in this sector, and we consider your ability and your people absolutely the natural partner in this sector. But I think also about infrastructure, innovation, possibilities of future. So this is a great possibility for everyone. But first of all, we need a different approach in the political assets in this moment. And so I am really happy. We push Italy push Europe in the direction of new attention about Africa. Italy is a bridge. Is a political bridge, but is a geographical bridge between Europe and Africa. In the last period, Europe loses the opportunity to look at Africa, and now it's time to come back to be together in the right direction.
Well, President John Dramani Mahama has also been touching on issues of migration in the sub-region.
On issues of migration, Ghana wishes to urge all parties to work towards the attainment of the 5-point political declaration and the 16 concrete action plans we agreed about migration, which are to be implemented by the end of 2016. Ghana commends highly the government of Italy for its leadership role, which culminated in the Valletta summit, to strengthen cooperation and address the current challenges as well as the opportunities of migration. One of the key issues for which Ghana will continue to encourage Italy to rally and get the European Union to work hard at is the need to support troubled countries such as Libya to build a stable and functioning government. Developing and troubled countries must be supported by their development partners to build industry aimed at creating employment opportunities for young people in order to stem the regular migrant flows into Western Europe. We need to put in projects for enhancing skills development amongst young people in Africa. This visit by Prime Minister will not only strengthen the existing cordial political and socio-economic ties between Ghana and Italy, but also confirm Ghana's international as a sound political environment and one of Africa's most promising emerging markets.
That was President John Dramani Mahama there, and remember that Italian Prime Minister Matteo Renzi is actually expected to address Parliament later today. He's actually on a 2-day working visit. He arrived last night. He's supposed to leave some time on Wednesday. We'll bring you a lot more on that. But let's turn our attention to other things. And the Ghana Chamber of Mines has actually issued a disclaimer on purchases and export of gold in the country. Really, it leaves a lot of people wondering and asking questions as to why really the Chamber would issue such a statement on its website at such a time. Let's go on to the phone lines now and try and get some answers from the Director of External Affairs, Director of External Relations and Communications, Ahmed Natongma, who joins us on phone now. Mr. Natongma, good morning. Many thanks for your time here on News Desk.
Yeah, good morning.
So, like I was asking, the very first question on the minds of many will be, why such an alert, if I should put it on your website, really?
Yeah, because we have been getting emails, and also we're getting some inquiries on our website about gold sales being done by the chamber, or asking the chamber to help people to buy gold from Ghana. So we think that we should be proactive and just put this across so that people will not disturb us with this issue. We've also had emails from people who are issuing certificates in our name, indicating that we have given out plots and concessions, and we also want to assist ourselves from those claims. That's why we put out that disclaimer.
So does that mean there's a problem with monitoring of your operations of some sort, really? Because for someone to use, for instance, your outfit's name for such a thing, really, it looks as if there are some potholes somewhere, really, things that people can exploit.
I don't really know. People, sometimes people will just go and, somebody will go and clone a letterhead or create a letterhead from the ministry and write their own thing. You've been getting these emails about people saying they have billions of dollars in bank accounts and those things. It's just frosted. Somebody just will sit up and conjure something and just put it out there in anybody's name. So it's just frosted, using people's names and to try and defraud people. But in terms of monitoring, I don't think there's a gap somewhere, because we ourselves do not deal in gold. And they're just playing people's ignorance. If you don't know in the Ghana Chamber of Mines, you might think that we are the regulatory agency or we are selling gold. That's what kind of information around. But we do not do those things. So just people trying to dupe innocent public.
Again, is this not likely to have any impact on gold purchases, particularly here in Ghana? Already we are told that the price of gold has actually gone down by quite a substantial amount of percentage. Really, would this not further lead to us losing revenue?
Not really, because we just told people that if you want to buy gold, we pointed out that where they should go. Precious minerals as well as a minerals commission. So that if you want to deal with the license and the regulators on this, we also gave instructions that, look, we do not do that thing, but minerals commission and the precious minerals marketing, as well as licensed gold buyers, are the right people to deal with. So they shouldn't be dealing with fraudsters or somebody who's selling anything in the name of the chamber. You understand? So we're not just saying that we don't. We also show them where to go to get the right things done.
Beyond this particular notice that has been put on your website, what more is your outfit doing to discourage such things?
Oh, well, in all our correspondences or interactions with the public, we do mention what the chamber does and what the chamber does not do. And we also do mention how to legally acquire a concession, how to legally get involved in the gold business, whether large scale or small scale. We also help the Ministry of Lands and Natural Resources to put up some signposts at the airport, directing people as to how to register, who can do small scale mining, who cannot, and all those things. So we are working with other stakeholders to ensure that, look, Ghana's gold is bought through the right channels, exported through the right channels, so that we can have some income and revenue for the country.
Right. Many thanks for your time on News Desk this morning. Ahmed Natongma is the Director of External Relations and Communications at the Ghana Chamber of Mines. He's been explaining to us the reasons why his outfit decided to put out that particular notice or disclaimer on that website. And maybe I need to read to you a bit of that particular notice that is on their website. Now, the The statement says, disclaimer on gold purchase and export. Now, it has come to the notice of the Ghana Chamber of Mines that some unscrupulous persons are using the brand of the chamber to defraud unsuspecting individuals, both locally and internationally, with the pretext of facilitating their purchase of gold and other minerals. Now, we hereby make the declarations that, 1, the chamber is not and has never been an exporter of gold or any other natural resource. 2, it is illegal to brandish the logo and name of the chamber in any minerals export deal. Anyone found to be culpable will be prosecuted for fraud under the laws of Ghana. And it says 3, producing members of the chamber are classified as large-scale miners and are permitted by law to export minerals in line with laid-down regulations contained in the mining permit issued by the Minerals Commission to the individual companies. It goes on to say all prospective precious minerals buyers or agents should contact the Minerals Commission of Ghana and the Precious Minerals and Marketing Company, PMMC, to seek further information and clarification via the contacts below. And indeed, it does go on to provide those contact details down there. So, some interesting news there. We'll try and follow up on this and bring you a lot more later. But let's turn attention to some politics, and obviously we're in an election year, so quite a lot of attention is channeled towards elections and things that are related to elections. Now, really, let's start off with one thing that has been ongoing for some time now. I'm sure you do know of Abu Ramadan and that particular suit that he's had in court a number of weeks or months now. And in other words, he's just seeking for a new voters register. He's seeking the annulment of this current register such that we get a new one, because we are told that there are some flaws with the existing register. Joining me in studio now is my colleague Raymond Nakwa, who has been to court this morning and just returned from there where that particular case was heard this morning. So Raymond, good morning, many thanks for your time.
Good morning.
So tell us indeed what happened in court this morning.
The judges did not come, so the case was not heard. What we were told by the registrar was that the case has been moved to the 4th of February, that's Thursday. The decision is because one of the judges is actually not available. We understand that they intend paneling judges for the case. The understanding here is that the Supreme Court judges all have to sit at the same time, at the same moment, and actually give a decision together. So if they start without one, there'll be a problem. So we are told that Thursday is when we're going to get the full bench sitting on this particular case. Okay, so
maybe we can do a bit of a brief to this one, a background to this whole issue. We do know is about this Abu Ramadan case. At the last hearing, we were told of a particular ruling that for Abu Ramadan and a few others, they said, well, it was some sort of victory for them, really.
Okay, so Abu Ramadan filed the first case. That case was about the NHIS card being used in registration, challenging sections of the CI 72 early on. The indication here was that the court ruled and agreed with Abu Ramadan that nobody can use the NHIS card to actually register to be on Ghana's electoral roll. So that decision was done. Abu Ramadan is in court again, and this case started on December 22nd last year. It's in court again. Called to now annul the entire register because some people got on the register with what has been deemed to be the wrong identification. So that is the crux of his case. He's saying that by the laws of this country, if indeed you got to be on the register through the wrong means, the whole register is fraught with lots of difficulties and actually needs to be annulled. So that is the crux of his case.
Okay. Raymond, many thanks for your time. We'll come back to you for a lot more. And that was my colleague Raymond Nakwa, who just returned from court there. You're still watching News Desk here on your Joy News channel on Multi TV. We're taking a break.